So right now I'm reading some stuff online, some future places to visit. Sorry that it looks funny recording this, but it says the John Penn House at the Philadelphia Zoo is said to be haunted by the spirit of a woman in a long dress who stands at the top of the staircase. Meanwhile, poltergeist-style paranormal activity has also been reported in the Treehouse building and the Penrose building. So as a little kid, I'm thinking, so how come I never learned this stuff before? Now that I want to go check out haunted attractions, I'm thinking the zoo is haunted, but I guess it would be since all over this earth before things have been built on top of it. I would consider the notion that every spot that has been walked on, somebody died on that spot. So, maybe. I guess it would or should be haunted. Somebody died on that spot. I guess somebody died around here. We have a lot of abandoned buildings around here in this neighborhood anyway, but not that that has anything to do with it, but some everywhere has a lot of history, but I'd be willing to look at it. But I'm thinking, does the Philadelphia Zoo have any events at night? I would have to look into that. But in the future, I'd be willing to check that out. Poltergeist activity. And they say, I saw one site where they said, poltergeists come from your subconscious mind. They're not supposed to be ghosts or hauntings. I'm thinking, why do they use the term interchangeably? Because they probably meant ghosts. So if it's at night, and that's when you're able to report this stuff, who's around if you think nobody's around at night for that to happen, if it's coming out of your subconscious mind? So I guess, I don't know, I'm guessing there is a patrol or something like that. They have security persons at night. I guess I'll have to talk to the security persons. I don't know, when's a good time? Are they out there? I would have to talk to them. Ask them if they could show around and take them on the tour, or have them take me on a tour. Where are all these places that you're talking about this kind of activity, and how long have you actually been there? Have you seen anything? This stuff it's mind-boggling a little bit. I guess you would only see that stuff at night. So, do the animals make certain sounds, or are they bothered by it? Have they done anything strange? I noticed the deer around the job that I work, they make weird noises at night. I'm thinking, in the forest, I'm thinking, why does that sound alien? Not that it's actual aliens, but then it did get my imagination going. What kind of image would it have having a noise like that? Because a sound like that, it has a look to it. Maybe they see something. Maybe they don't. But I'm just curious, what do the animals in the zoo see? Are they scared? Jeez. But I was looking at a site called Philly Boo Zoo. That's the name of this article. Pennsylvania haunts and history. So they're focused on the zoo. America's first zoo opened on July 1st, 1874. And after a long delay brought on by the Civil War, its charter is originally approved in 1859. And of course, it was rumored to be built on a Native American burial ground. So they're talking about this zoo here. So that's probably where the hauntings are coming from. Yeah, I saw it in another article. They're saying it was on top of a Native American burial ground. They said ghost hunters. I'm reading all over the place. Alright, let me backtrack here. First, they check out the Solitude House, which was built by John Penn, the grandson of city founder William Penn, in 1784. Its house reptile exhibits and is honeycombed by an underground tunnel system, which doesn't sound all that great a combination to us. Prior reports from the Solitude included sightings in the attic, a door that locks itself, disembodied footsteps on the stairs, and a voice in the basement. Or voices in the basement. It just says voice in the basement. The ghost hunters heard music and voices while in tunnels and footsteps coming from above. One member had her hair fondled or brushed by a spider web or dust bunny. Take your pick, and the team heard the disembodied voice of a man, along with humming in the basement and a door slamming upstairs. This had to have been at night, dude. It had to have. This stuff would not happen during the day. The many times I've been there, I mean, it could if you're by yourself. And they just said, you know what, guys, we're just going to, close up shop for the day. You guys have a nice day. I'm pretty sure they have winter events, but when it's snowing during the day, I mean, if it's like thick snow and they can't do business, I would imagine, you might see something in the snow. Who knows? Then it was off to the Penrose building, which formerly functioned as a research laboratory and vet hospital. Its phenomenon included claims of lights going off and on by themselves and a woman seen in the library window. The best the GH could come up with was a cold spot. Ghost hunters. Now they mentioned a treehouse where they say there's a bunch of disembodied footsteps. That's the same treehouse that they said there was poltergeist activity, if I'm not mistaken. They're not saying it on this article. So that meant they probably used the term interchangeably here, because they're saying in another article that what that's supposed to be is just someone else's head projecting something out into the world. That's basically what that sounds like. It said it's something coming from their subconscious mind, so you're able to be scared outside of yourself. Maybe, I don't know. You scared yourself from outside of yourself, basically. It's called Philadelphia Haunts in History. And who's the author of this article? Posted by Ron Irachi. I think that's how you pronounce that. Last name is spelled Ieraci. So that's one attraction, but I also wanted to visit Fort Mifflin. That's somewhere I want to go to tomorrow. So that's what I have planned for tomorrow, but of course I'll be looking at other places. Let me look up Fort Mifflin. It's closed right now. It opens again tomorrow at 10 a.m. So 4 out of 5 stars, and they say that has haunted, stuff going on there. So I want to check that out. Directions. Let me get the directions part down first. Put that to the side. Let me fix this here. So it was near the Philadelphia International Airport down in South Philly, and trying to get there. Come on, computer. So if I walked, I'll have to walk past the John Hines National Wildlife Refuge where I've done videos before for that. Walk all the way around the airport by Tinicum Township, and then that's a 10-hour walk from my house. But that's because there's no transit routes to it. I don't drive, so if we did it by bike, oh, it's very short if you did it by bike, 2 hours. If you're on a bike, it's 2 hours. You lose 8 hours. Or no, you save 8 hours. Not lose 8 hours, you save 8 hours. So, let me see. Like an hour walk is not an issue for me at all. I like how they changed the route for the bike, but for the walk, you have to walk completely around. I'm like, what kind of trash is that? I guess I'll use that one then. So from Eastwick, you go down Island Avenue. Go down Enterprise Avenue. I'll draw a map for this. I'll definitely draw a map for this. Yeah, I like to do that sometimes, draw a map. Okay, so from Lindbergh Boulevard, I'm going to start our Fort Mifflin trip tomorrow. From Lindbergh all the way down, we cross over to Island Avenue, going towards the left. And then you make another left onto Enterprise. Hold on. What? Yeah, it changed from name Enterprise to Island Ave again. I guess they're supposed to be the same street, and then left again on Enterprise, and then you make a right onto Fort Mifflin Road. It was Enterprise Ave, or Road. It changed itself. And then right. The heck was this thing doing changing itself? Alright. Right onto Fort Mifflin Road. And then we should be there. So you gotta do that walk. So I don't mind the walk. Just make sure these directions make sense. And we should be at the entrance. It's near the U.S. Army Corps of Engineer. Or Corps. U.S. Army Corps. I think if you say corpse, they probably think, oh, you mean dead bodies? Oops. No, I don't. Do 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 do. And it's near the Menzies Aviation PHL fuel facility. Okay, I'll take note of that. But usually the street signs are good enough by themselves. You just need to know, should you be making a left or right, you know, that's all. And then of course the phone has the map on it, but I'll put it as a picture of what this stuff's supposed to look like. United Refrigeration, Pinter Gas Safety Equipment. These are things we be passing. That's a lot of walking. That's a lot of walking, dude. Tons of walking. So, if we start from so that thing stops there. Actually, we don't need Lindbergh Boulevard. The map didn't even know what it was talking about. I swear, the map. You'll see options on the map, and the map doesn't know what it's talking about a lot of times. The map can't even get itself right. This thing is funny. This thing is so hilarious. It didn't know what it was talking about, so we don't even need Lindbergh. It made it look like we did, so let's see. How did that look? Looked a lot like this. He had a stick going that way, a stick, then another stick. Let me see, what's the rest? Okay, and it did a little thingy thing like this. And then we have a little stick like this. I know you can't see me drawing, but here I am. I'm drawing exactly what I see on that screen, dude. Drawing that same stick thing. And I'm going to put the street names. That looks like a long of a walk by itself, but I'll get there. Alrighty then. Well, that's that. Now, let's look at the history. Wait, oh no, the top of the bed was in the way. Sorry. Yeah, I'm looking at the camera now. The whole thing was in the way. Alright. So, alright, now let's get back to this. More research. More research. Okay. What is this thing doing? Is it gonna go back or what? Just changing images. Just changing images. Should be able to go back this time. Alright, now here we are. So now we're on the Visit Philadelphia site. The fort that withstood the greatest bombardment of the American Revolution. What? It turned, dude. It took itself off. I swear, it turned itself off, man. Let me get back on there. Yes, restore the page. I wasn't finished looking at that. It didn't do it. This thing, dude, this thing is mean. I'm telling you. Fort. Alright, there we go. Back to where I was. I wasn't finished reading that, computer. Jeez, give me a break, computer. Okay, here we go. Back to the site. It's closed right now, so I guess that's when we need to know is when is it closed. It's closed. Yeah, so if you wanted to do an overnight, you know, stay, you can't because it closes unless you hop a fence and get in there. Then technically you're trespassing. Okay, let's look at the history. So Fort Mifflin is the oldest fortification continually used in the United States. Almost 350 Americans died in November 1777 when British forces relentlessly bombed the site from ships, but the Americans' valor at Fort Mifflin gave George Washington time to regroup at Valley Forge. The fort is named for General Thomas Mifflin, who later became governor of Pennsylvania and was known for standing up against Virginia's slave catchers. During the Civil War, the facility held civilians as well as Confederate and Union prisoners. So there was actually a longer, you know, story on it, but that's a short overview of why that is what it is. There, right there. So it's situated on about 40 acres. The complex of approximately 8 buildings survives with signs of the bombardment by British forces of 1,000 cannon rounds every 20 minutes. On display are British-produced. If I'm not mistaken, George Washington at some point he got the French album. Yeah, I remember reading that somewhere else. So there's a little bit extra, but don't quote me on that. I remember reading that somewhere. There's also a store that sells various artifact replicas and even colonial-style candies. Really? Annual reenactments and other activities are punctuated with ghostly tales and the hum of airliners from nearby Philadelphia International Airport. And here's the address. Fort Mifflin and Hog Island Roads, Philadelphia, PA 19153. And then the number 215-685-4167. You could call them in case you wanted to know. So what can you tell me about this place other than what I've seen online? Yep, that's it. That's it for that, ladies and gents. So here it is. It's telling you right here it's closed right now. Opens again Wednesday, 10 a.m. So here's another thing. Let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at the hours. Oh, it's 10 to 4 every single day. It's closed on Mondays. Totally. Okay. So from Sunday to, you know, there's no Tuesday on here. I'm guessing it's closed Tuesday. They didn't bother putting Tuesday on it. No, Tuesday it's closed. You gotta be kidding. Okay. So Wednesday. Yeah, so from Wednesday to Sunday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Well, I'm glad I know that now. And here's the event. So Sunday, June 30th, they're having a Freedom Blast. I'm guessing that's their reenactments they were talking about. July 6th, CPI Day Camp. Saturday, July 13th, World War II from the Eastern Front. And then there's View 20 more. A ton of events, dude. Man, those neighbors are loud. Just loud human beings, dude. Loud human beings. Well, persons, you have a good day. That's all I wanted to talk about. Yeah, tomorrow I should be doing this. I want to do this. I need to just take a good look at this stuff. It's, you know, I think it's important that I check it out. So it's closed at 4 p.m. Well, at least, well, you may not see any haunting related stuff, but guess what? At least you get to see what it looks like. You know, just being there. So, ciao.